Oh, and welcome back to Bill's Workbench. I'm glad you made it back. I have a special car for us today. We have a Matchbox Type E Jaguar. It's a number 32 in the Matchbox line. We're going to go ahead and get started on that. We're going to paint it British Racing Green. We're going to do the inside as a nice light tan. And I'm doing this car for my good friend Rick, because it's his birthday coming up, and I thought this would be a great car for him. So let's get started. Like with everything else, is introductions, and then taking it apart. And how we take them apart is we drill out the little rivets here on the bottom. There we go. There's our windshield. It's in pretty good shape. A little yellow, but we'll see what happens after we polish it. There's the interior. The body. Let's get these wheels off of here. There we go. Yeah, this one's a little closer, gotta be careful. So I'm getting to the point where I'm eating at the wheel, and it's not worth that because I don't have any more of these wheels, so I'm going to sacrifice the axle because I have more of those. Alright, probably should have used a cutoff wheel, but that's alright. It is what it is. There we go. We did it. Alright, let's see what we got. We've got our frame, our base plate, we've got our wheels, body and interior, and the glass. Alright, let's get removing that paint, shall we? Alright, we are recording. Alright, we've got our lye or caustic soda almost ready to go. And we'll throw our car in there. And then hot water. Alright, here we are back from paint removal. And when I do this, I run it under hot water and brush it off with a brass brush. And I got all the paints off, which is really cool. But look how nice and shiny this is already. I don't really have much work to do with the Proxxon. But I want to show you the new method I found that I like. I have a 3D printer mat here. This is a magnetic mat. And I'm going to use the Proxxon with the base on it. Now, why am I doing it this way? Well, by doing it this way, I can have it on my left side. When it's on my left side, that means all the crap is going to blow that way away from me. Yes, I did do the reversal thing with this, but I find this one much better, much stronger, much more. This one has much more torque and is much better. That's better. Alright, here we go. Alright, there we go. Now, why did I do it over the magnetic base? That's so when those little metal things fly off, which I see 2, 3, it gets caught in the magnetic. I thought that was a cool idea. Let me know in the comments if you think the magnetic is a cool idea. Let me know if you think doing it with the Proxxon with the bench vise is a good idea. Alright, next up is we're going to take a look at the body and see how much we can clean up. I'm going to file off some of this stuff here, the little casting lines. That's probably all I'll do, and then I'll prime it. Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be great. It'll be like chocolate cake. Back from spray painting. I've seen plenty of spray painting. So I have this painted in a satin black for the bottom. So that's complete. That's done. I got something done today. And I have the car here. I painted it with etching primer. And what I'm going to do now is, because the etching primer does leave a texture to it. So I'm going to clean that up. I do that just by lightly rubbing the casting with this Huck cloth. It's the same cloth they use in hospitals, and it works quite well. I learned about these cloths watching Adam Savage tested. Not too worried about rubbing off the primer. Rather rub it off here than it coming off after I paint it. There. Alright. To the paint booth. Alright, I was cleaning the interior. I had an unfortunate accident. This interior is really, really, really brittle. So Mr. Bondic and I are going to have to come to the rescue and try to fix this. So, how am I going to tackle this? I need something to put this on top of. And the Bondic it's just going to hold it. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Because I'm going to put some glue on there. Tape might be the best bet now that I'm thinking more about this. That's about right. Oh, good, good, good. And the glue. And tweezers. All right, this one. Where's the break? I'm thinking it's like this. Yes, because that dirt right there. Okay. I don't want to put any pressure on this. Okay. Oh, it's all right. Luckily, I'm going to be painting this interior. I'll be able to cover this up. Now we'll use our friend Bondic. Wow, it got orange, didn't it? And gooey. I'm going to try to get it up here on this spot up here because I want to reinforce it. And the nice thing about Bondic is it doesn't dry till it gets hit with infrared or ultraviolet light. And I have a super duper ultraviolet light they sent me and glasses. Alright, here we go. And And for good measure, I'm going to hit it with the one that comes with it. I think the one that comes with it actually does a better job now that I've tried it. The thing with Bondec over super glue is it works better on the outside, like I'm using it here. You can't use it to bond two pieces together like a glue because the light has to hit it. It's a good filler, and it's a good thing for like attaching things or clamping things, or I used it for on that VW Bug that one time when I put the net on. I'll have that video at the end. You can click on it if I remember. Alright, let's see how it did. Yep, it's nice and hard. Look at that. Have to be careful. There. Alright, and then I'm going to paint the heck out of this with a brush. And then I ought to cover up all of those mistakes. I even broke the darn steering wheel off, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do to fix that. So you'll be see that in a few minutes if you keep watching the video. I have two colors here. I think this is a little too dark for what I want. A little too much paint, huh? And I just want a small smack with this one. And I'm not going to use this. I'll use this one to mix. Yeah, that looks good. And my brush. I'll use this one. Oh, I stuck my glove to the glue. That's why I wear gloves. Get this a nice shag carpeting on here. AKA, we're going to lay the paint on thick. Shot. I don't know. I was thinking I should have put Bondec inside there, but it's too brittle. I'd have to sand it, and that wouldn't work. So I'm just going to use paint as filler right now. It'll level out. And it's the interior of this tiny little car, so you're really not going to see much. Anyway, Alright, look at that. Interior's painted. Got to have the audio on, but that's alright. So you can see that we have now a number 32 Jaguar, all finished, ready for Richard. So let's take some vanity photos of this, because that's what we do. So what I was talking about with the microphone off was that when he was a kid, he would play with Matchbox cars, and he'd have them all lined up, all nice. And he would play with the cars, and then he would put the cars back in their boxes when he was done. So he'd keep them all pristine and beautiful and all that stuff. So I took that as part of the inspiration for this build, in that I wanted this to be a toy because it's a toy. It's not, I didn't make this to be a car like what he drove when he was a kid. Because he drove these when he was a little kid. They were Matchboxes. So here we are. So I have a box coming. When that comes in, I'll put that together and then I'll present this to Rick. So there we go. Thanks for coming along. I'm glad you came along. And we will see you, or you will see me next time on another video. I've got some more videos in the works. They're already in the queue. They're ready to go. And hopefully you're subscribing so you get to see them when they come out.